So now that we got the screens out and they're outside to be cleaned, I'm going to show you the process that we use for cleaning interior windows. So when we walk up to the window, of course, I'm going to make sure that shades, blinds, curtains are out of the way, furniture is out of the way. Anyways, I'm going to show you here on one window kind of our process, and then I'll show you how we can clean more than one window at a time on interior windows. So we got our bucket on a belt here. We got our mop. What typically will happen is there's some moisture that collects on the bottom of this. So when we're taking our mop out, I want to be careful not to drip water all over the floor. So that was a little slower than I normally would, but in real time, I'm basically just making sure that the drips fall into my bucket on a belt. So, getting the window wet. Again, unless it's really dirty, it should be kind of in an extreme scenario, we don't need to use a scrub pad on interior glass. Or if there's fingerprints, sometimes, if it's a picture window or if there aren't screens on a couple of these windows, there may be fingerprints from children or dogs or nose prints from dogs on them. So if that's the case, you may have to just scrub a little bit more. You can use, again, the edge of the mop like we did outside. So you get it wet. The frames are wet, as you can see. We got some moisture down here around the edges. We're going to squeegee it off, just like we do with windows outside. As we're doing this, there is some moisture falling down on the ground. I'm going to detail the edges of the window. Again, always finding a dry spot in the towel to do it. We're wiping this top edge of this window frame here. So as you're doing that, you can see there's a little spot there. Now I'm going to wipe this trim here. I'm going to wipe this top layer of the frame here. Window cranks. I usually take my towel and give them a quick wipe. They don't have to be perfect, but clients really do appreciate when all these different angles are wiped. Sometimes I get little bugs, I'll just stick it in my pocket, or when I'm doing sills, I can toss it outside. So now that we've cleaned the glass, I'm going to step back, I'm going to take a look at it. As I'm doing that, I'm looking at the ground. Since the sun's shining in a little bit, I'm looking for any kind of drips. I want to make sure I didn't get any drips on the wall, on any of the wood trim. Then I can move on to the next window. So, just to review quickly, when we go up to window, things that we're paying attention for when we're cleaning interior glass, or any kind of drips coming off of our mop on the floor or carpet, any kind of drips that get on the wall. Make sure we wipe any drips from cleaning the window off of this trim around the window, and we use our towel to wipe in the edges of this frame down here. They tend to collect some dirt in those corners or mildew, that type of deal. So, and then of course wiping this crank just to just kind of brighten it up. They tend to collect a lot of dust, and a lot of people, when they're cleaning their house, aren't cleaning their window cranks when they go around. So anyhow, I probably want to edit that out. Oh, I just paused. I forgot I was going to do all of them. Now I'll have to keep talking. So now that we clean the one window, I'm going to show you quickly, when we're inside of a home, how to be efficient with cleaning glass. So we've cleaned this one window here. Well, we got 4 panes of glass. The sun's not hitting them. Even if the sun is hitting them, glass is insulated, so there's 2 panes of glass. We can oftentimes clean 2, 3, 4 panes of glass at one time. So I'm going to show you quick how we would do that. So I'll do this quickly. Just got to give you an idea. So you can see with my arm, I'm holding this curtain back a little bit. So the more experience that you have with company, the faster you're going to get at being able to do this sort of stuff. And it's real important to be able to do a quality job at a little higher speed. I'm going to pull my slop towel out when I'm doing multiple windows at once, just to kind of make sure that I catch anything that drips before I move on to the next window, just so it doesn't dry too quickly on me and I forget about it. As you can see here, when I pull my squeegee off the glass, I got my towel handy and I'm catching this drip that's going to fall off. These channels will collect water in the side here, this little groove here. So I got my towel handy and I'll catch that. And I'll wipe that, and I'll wipe this frame real quick. Just the top of it, just a real quick wipe, and I'll go back when I'm detailing the window and clean it up a little more thoroughly. Oop, spot there. So we're cleaning multiple windows at once. It's going to be real important to understand where the problem areas are for yourself when you're fanning a window or pulling a window. What areas of the glass might some water get left behind on? Usually, we all have kind of our certain habits or posture or whatever the case is that causes little spots to get missed. Once you get better and better and better, you might not have any of those. I still have them to this day. So it's important to double check those areas when you're doing multiple windows. So what can happen, it can dry pretty quickly and we don't want to miss it. So, I'm looking, for me, there's an area down here when I'm closing out a window. Could be on either side if I'm closing out on the left or closing out on the right, but there could be a spot that I missed. So I want to take a look and just make sure I didn't miss that. Doesn't look like it did. So cleaning the cranks like we did just when we were cleaning one window, getting into the corners of the frames. Corners, frames there. Again, this is with my slop towel, wiping this frame here for dust, looking at the wall, make sure I didn't drip anything on it. I'll take my detail towel, go around the edges. Again, always pulling the towel away from the glass as we're detailing the edges so that the only part of the towel touching the glass is right at the tip of your fingers. Okay. Now as you step back, you're just taking a look at the glass to see if there's anything that we missed. These particular windows, the outsides haven't been cleaned yet. Typically, you're going to be working in a team, and you may or may not be at the same place in a home at the same time. So it is possible that you're cleaning some windows that haven't been cleaned on the outside yet when you're inside of a home. Even if that's the case, we got this glass that's insulated, so your eyes will get trained as you're working to be able to see the difference between dirt on the outside pane glass and dirt on the inside pane glass. So looking at it from an angle really helps with that. So that's what you want to pay attention to. Is this on the inside? Is it on the outside? You get to the point where you don't have to reach up with your finger and touch it. Now, here's a little spot right here. I can see. Again, you know, as we're putting screens back in and doing sills, we'll always be rechecking these windows just to make sure we don't see anything as the sun's moving in the sky, that type of thing, are coming at it from a different angle in the house. So anyways, that's what we do with interior windows. We got these 4 done. We'll move on to doing sliding doors, which are right over there. We'll do both of those at the same time, both the windows above the kitchen sink, that type of thing. So we'll go through, clean all the glass, get the screens put back in, get the sills cleaned prior to putting the screens back in, I suppose. And yeah, so